Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. We welcome you all to our online teaching academy Ekaleva. This video is on the ball poem from CBSE 10th English. The ball poem is written by John Berryman. Now let's know about the poet. John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He is best known for the Dream Songs, which was a sequence of 385 poems. He has won Pulitzer Prize for the Dream Songs and also he has won National Book Award. Through this poem, the poet tells us the reality of life which everyone has to face one day. He also tells us how to stand up against the hardship and sorrow of life. Now let's see the line by line explanation of the poem. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. There it is in the water. And here the poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. He wants to know what the boy is going to do and what would be his reaction over the loss of his ball. Because he has seen the ball skipping from his hand and went merrily. Merrily means here happily or cheerfully. Bouncing means jumping up and down. So he saw the ball going away from his hand, jumping in the street, at last reaching the nearby river. So here water means river. Okay. Now let's see the poetic devices used in these lines. And here what. So the word what is used in the beginning of the consecutive lines. So it is anaphora. So in one more place, this merrily, merrily. The word merrily is also used in the beginning of the consecutive lines. So it is also anaphora. The next poetic device is repetition. What is repetition? Here what. The what is used twice in the same line. So it is repetition. And one more poetic device is imagery. What is imagery? So here the merrily bouncing down the street. When you read these words, it helps you to visualize the idea of these words. So you can see in your mind the ball jumping up and down merrily down the street. So it is imagery. Okay. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the ball as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. And here the poet says that it's of no use of consoling the boy, is saying that he will get other balls. An ultimate shaking grief. Here grief means sorrow. Fixes the boy as he stands rigid. Rigid means you're fixed. Trembling means shivering. Staring down means looking steadily. All his young days into the harbor. Harbor means is the place where the ships are docked, where his ball went. And as he stands motionless, shivering and looking at the ball, it remains of his young and innocent days. Here the ball is the symbol of his childhood days. As he stands and stares, he thinks that his childhood days went down the harbor with the ball. Why is he sad and thinks that his childhood days is gone? Because he used to play with the ball and enjoyed enough. And he has some special attachment to the ball. That's why he is surrounded by sorrow. I would not intrude on him. Intrude means enter uninvited. So he didn't want to intrude and didn't want to console him, saying that there are other balls. A dime another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. People will take balls, balls will be lost always, little boy. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. A dime another ball is worthless. A dime means 10 cents. It is US currency. And here the poet says it's of no use giving his own money and buying him another ball, because it will not bring his lost childhood days. Now he senses first a responsibility in a world of possessions. And here the poet wants the boy to learn the responsibility of taking care of his uh, things in the world of possessions. In the world of possessions means in the materialistic world. People will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. And here the poet personifies the ball as his belongings. So people may get materialistic things. Also, they may lose their belongings or relationship. And no one buys a ball back. Money is external. Money is external. It means money cannot buy everything. It can buy another ball, but it cannot buy the sense of belongingness. Okay, now let's see the poetic devices used in these lines. Balls, balls. So the word balls is used twice in this line, so it is a repetition. And buys a ball back. And this is alliteration. So what is alliteration? Use of words beginning with the consonant sounds is called alliteration. So here b sound is repeated. Okay. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of loss, how to stand up knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. Desperate means hopeless. Though the boy is disappointed and surrounded by sorrow, he is learning a lesson. What is he learning? He learns what it means to lose something. And the epistemology of loss, how to stand up knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Epistemology means understanding the nature of loss. As every man understands the pain of the loss and learns how to stand up against it, so the boy learns how to stand up against the hardships and miseries of life. Okay. Now let's see the poetic devices used in these lines. Man must. So these are the words starting with the consonant sound. So it is alliteration. One more alliteration is most and many. So these words also start with m consonant sound. Okay. I hope you have enjoyed this poem. See you in the next class, children. Thank you.